I saw a mention of it on a Facebook page 3 years ago by a man called Edmund Platt, who actually lives in France, although he was born in Yorkshire. And he was fed up of all the rubbish lying around and decided to start this campaign. And I thought, what a wonderful idea. So simple, it means we can all do a little bit to make a difference. And so that's why I started to do it very tentatively at first, because I felt a bit silly doing it on my own. However, as years have gone by, it's become more and more important that that's what we do.
Now, of course, your sort of main ethos is to just take a little bit at a time and it all adds up. Have you noticed that just a small amount here and there can make a big difference?
Well, yes. I mean, for example, this morning walking here, I have to say Douglas is beautifully clean, most of it. But I did pick up 23 pieces as I walked along, just little pieces, bits and pieces. So as you walk along, just pick it up and pop it in the next bin. That's the idea, is that instead of joining a litter picking group, which I'm sure are wonderful exercises for people to get involved in, it means that we can actually every day do a little. Just get along out there, bit of exercise actually, bending down and picking up a piece of rubbish. As you walk into work, as you're going on an outing with the family, if you see a piece of rubbish on the floor, pick it up and pop it in the nearest bin.
Well, as you say, it seems like quite a small thing to do for somebody. How do you gauge the impact of those small actions?
I can't really. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping that everybody's going to say, oh, that's a good idea. I'll try that too, because it doesn't cost anything, does it? I do have quite a few friends who are following me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And I assume that they're sort of going along with the idea. But no, I can't really regulate. I can only say what I do and control my behaviour. I can't control anybody else's.
On the island, we have Beach Buddies, which is a group of volunteers who go out every weekend to clean various sections of the island's coastline and sometimes further inland. You're a sort of one-woman beach buddy, as it were. Have you ever thought of expanding the idea into something similar?
No, because there's lots of groups out there all over the country and actually all over the world. If you go onto Facebook and social media, etc., you'll find that there are lots and lots of groups that do that. I don't want to be involved particularly in a group. I just want to do what I do, which is to travel around, talk a load of rubbish, as I say, and just enjoy myself doing what I'm doing and meeting people and hoping that I can change an attitude rather than behaviour necessarily. Because, even if I make an awareness that it's not the accepted thing to do, to drop it in the first place, then at least I'm changing a little bit of the way people behave.
Well, you're here today and tomorrow. Where are you going to be focusing your efforts on the island, or is it just going to be wandering around and picking up?
I walk along, exploring the place. I do actually do family history, and that's one of the reasons I've come here, because I plan all my trips in England and here around visiting places where my great-grandmother and her sister sang, and they sang in the Gaiety Theatre. So I've come to do some research about that as well. So it's my everything's incidental. I like my travel, I like my family history, and I like picking up rubbish and trying to make a difference.
Well, thank you very much for spending some of your trip at Manx Radio this morning, and good luck.
And thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to spread the word.